What will be the size of Final Fantasy XVI's map? In an interview with Yoshida, the producer of Final Fantasy XVI, he said that the structure of the game is similar to that of Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy XII, with the ability to go anywhere on the map and revisit areas you've been in before, and have a main area, which will be called the Hideout, where you will purchase most of your items. Since 12 was the much bigger map compared to 10, it'll probably be close to the size of 12, if not a little bit bigger than that, because worlds can now hold more space. You know, we're going from the PS2 to the PS5, so the individual areas will probably be much larger than the individual areas that were in 12. This means, though, that the game will not be open world. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Games don't need to be open world to be good. Throughout the Final Fantasy series, we've had many different types of worlds, from being super linear in 10 to being semi-open world in 12 to the corridor simulator of 13 and finally open world of 15. Out of all of those, 13 and 15 have probably been my least favorite, but I am currently running through them all again, so maybe my opinion will change. But 12 and 10 have been my most favorite. They are linear, the first 10, and 12 is semi-open world, which is great and has been done very, very well. Comparing it to 10, you know, it's night and day difference. And even 15, while it was open world, did have loading screens, even if it wasn't direct black screens. Sometimes it felt like when you fast traveled or when you were on the regalia going somewhere, it really did feel like a loading screen. From what we've seen from gameplay, it looks like it'll follow that semi-open world factor of 12 without the need of the airship. Like in 10 and in 12, you do eventually get an airship that allows you to go pretty much anywhere in the world that you've been. And it seems like in 16, that'll also be the case without probably the need of an airship. Usually these things don't unlock until much later in the game, and I don't think that will be the case this time. I think as long as you've been to an area in the game at all, you're not going to need to unlock some airship to be able to go to that area. Especially, you know, when we have the powers of the icons or the summons or whatever you want to call them in this one. I'm sure flying or fast traveling or going somewhere really fast is, you know, very easy to explain with the powers that Clive is going to possess. I mean, I've seen the man sprout wings while fighting. From what was shown at the PAX East presentation, we can see from the loading screens, they're pretty quick. They even counted down while they were doing it live, and it took about 4 to 5 seconds, which is a massive, massive improvement from 15, because when 15 came out on the PS4, the hardware is much different than that was on the PS5, and it clearly showed in the PAX East trailer or the PAX East presentation how much faster the PS5 was compared to 4. Because sometimes when you fast traveled in 15, it took a long time that you would probably just be better off driving there because the game would either hitch up on something or it would just take a really long time to load. Now that doesn't seem like that's going to be the case in 16 at all. What I would like more than anything in these fast travel scenes is I kind of low-key hope we can ride Torgal around and he gets really big. I know that's not going to happen. I am sure it's not even a thought to the dev team to implement something like this. But could you imagine if Torgal was also a dominant? He could be Fenrir. His dominant could be Fenrir from Final Fantasy IX. I think Fenrir in 9 is the only time that he ever shows up. I can't remember any of the other Final Fantasy games that had a wolf-like summon. Final Fantasy IX introduced, I think, a lot of different ones. Alexander, I believe, was one of them, or maybe Alexander came in 8. But there was a lot of other summons that we've never seen before that pop up in 9, and Fenrir would be perfect for Torgal. That'd be like a great throwback to 9, especially since 9 is supposedly having a rework. That's what I hear. Apparently, someone in my stream knows someone on the audio team. Who knows? Anyways, that's all for now. The map looks like it's going to be large, definitely larger than 12, but going to be very similar to it in a lot of ways, how you transition from one area to another. I can't wait to see more. We're supposed to get some stuff, I think, actually on Thursday of this week, the 13th, or sometime this week. They're supposed to be doing a presentation which is supposed to show a whole bunch of RPG aspects of the game. That's going to be really great. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time.